Hi, this morning I want to talk about the Trinity. Too many people think that religion is simply about obeying rules, obeying commandments, keeping laws, performing rituals. And this is very misleading because it's not the primary goal of all religions at their higher level. The primary goal of all religions at their higher level is to teach their followers that life is about communion, it's about intimacy. It's about intimacy with nature, it's about intimacy with other people, it's about intimacy with God, it's about intimacy with the whole universe. And sin could be understood as the consequences of the belief that we are separate from nature, separate from other people, separate from God. So all religions are, or should be, leading their followers into intimate communion with this mystery that we call God. In Judaism, that mystery is called Yahweh. In Christianity, it's called the Trinity. In Islam, it's called Allah. In Hinduism, it's called Brahman. The Buddhists won't even name it because they say it is beyond all comprehension. So they talk about sunyata, or the void, emptiness. But ultimately, all religions are fingers pointing to the moon of this divine mystery. And each religion offers its own insight into that mystery. But they would all agree that this mystery exists, that beyond the material world and beyond the world of the senses is a spiritual world, and they would all agree that the ultimate purpose of human life is to find this mystery, do the will of this mystery, love this mystery, unite with this mystery. So, in Christianity, the mystery is called the Trinity, or the Tri-Unity. Christianity understands God to be three persons in one God. The Jews believe in one God, the Muslims believe in one God, and Christians also say that they believe in one God, but they say that one God consists of three separate, unique persons made one through love. So the mystery of the Trinity is pointing to the mystery of differentiation and communion. They are different, yet they are one. And we can say that all of creation, the whole universe, is a reflection of this differentiation and communion. The earth is one reality, yet it is made up of different parts. It is made up of deserts, oceans, rainforests. But altogether they make one earth. My body is made up of different parts. Organs, hands, legs, brain, nervous system, and so on. But it is one body. Ecosystems. If you study an ecosystem, it is made up of an intimate interaction of plants and animals, but it is one system. A tree is made up of different parts, a trunk, roots, branches, fruit, and so on and so forth, but it is one tree. So basically, everything that exists is a combination of this differentiation and unity. We speak of a universe, a one universe, uni meaning one. So the universe itself is one reality made up of many different parts. So the Trinity solves the old philosophical question of the one or the many. Ancient philosophers argued, is reality one or is it many? Well, the Trinity is saying is that it's both. It's one, but it is also made up of the many, and those many combine to create the one. So, and it's the role of the human, it's the role of religion to make its followers aware of this unity. Because naturally, we're not aware of it. We think everything is separate. We sort of focus on the disunity. We see the individual trees, but we don't see the whole forest. So the unique, or one way of looking at it is the universe can be seen as a cosmic tree, and the fruit of that tree is consciousness. So the universe has created consciousness. The universe has moved from matter to life, to consciousness, and in human beings to self-consciousness. And it is the role, the function of that self-consciousness, the function of consciousness is to be aware of the unity of all things, to be aware of the intimacy, the communion of all things, and to enjoy it and to celebrate it, which is the true meaning of worship. And where that unity is absent or lacking, to work to make it a reality, which is the true meaning of justice. So the function of the human being is to be aware of the unity that exists in all things and to thank God for it. So a human being, at their higher level anyway, doesn't necessarily pray in nature. Human being prays with nature, because all of nature is praising God. Just read the Psalms and you'll see this. All of nature is praising God, and what the human being does is bring to that praise self-consciousness. So the human being, in a sense, closes a circle. So we go from God to creation, and then through the mystic becomes aware of creation, and by praising God returns all of creation to God in and through the consciousness of the mystic. So the Trinity is the mystery of love. If Christianity believes that the ultimate nature of God is love, and for love to exist you need at least two. You can't just love and have no one to love, no one to receive love or to give love. So love needs at least two. And so we talk about the Father and the Son. Now, if that love is real, or genuine love wants to share itself, it just doesn't want to run off in a corner and enjoy itself, it wants to share itself. That's why couples have children. They want to share their love, they want to share their life. So the Spirit is the love between the Father and the Son. So the love between the Father and the Son opens up into the Spirit, and opens up even further into the whole of the cosmos, the whole of the universe. So everything that exists is, in a sense, the offspring of the love between the Father and the Son. Now, the good news is that Jesus came to invite us into this love and to share in this love. See, what's happening in the Trinity is a total self-giving. If you look at it this way, the Father is giving himself totally to the Son, and the Son is that person who receives completely the self-gift and love of the Father, and in receiving the self-gift of the Father gives himself completely back to the Father. So the Trinity is this total pouring forth, this total emptying of self into the other, and a returning. And we call that flow between the Father and the Son the Spirit. And human beings have been invited into that flow, to share in that flow, to participate in that flow. That's what it means to receive the gift of the Spirit. The Spirit is the love between the Father and the Son, and we have been invited to share in that love. It's a bit like this. Jesus didn't come to tell human beings to admire his relationship with the Father from a distance. He came to invite us into that relationship. It's a bit like watching two dancers. You watch two professional dancers, you might sit on the sideline and watch them, and you say, oh wow, aren't they great? I wish I could dance like that. No. What Jesus did is much more like if you've seen the dabki, which is the traditional Lebanese dance or a traditional Greek dance, it's a circle dance. It starts off with two, and then you invite everybody in to join in the dance. So, and the more the merrier. If you've ever been to a Lebanese or Greek wedding, you'll know what I mean. Everybody gets involved. Everybody joins in, young and old, so on and so forth, and they all join in the dance. Well, Jesus did the same thing. He came for the same reason. He came to invite us into the dance between, or he came to invite us to share in the dance with him and the Father. In John's Gospel, chapter 17, the very last verse, the very last thing he says before he goes off to his arrest and execution, he says in a prayer, he says, I have made your name known to them. In other words, he's made God's personality known to his disciples. When the Bible says the word name, it means personality. So he says, I've made your name known to them and will continue to make it known, so that the love with which you have for me may be in them, and so that I may be in them. So that the love that you have for me may be in them, and so that I may be in them. So Jesus is, you can meditate on that line for the rest of your life and not fully comprehend its depth and beauty. He's saying that the same love that the Father has for him, he also has for his disciples. So Jesus came to invite us into this love. So the role of the human being is to be that person that is fully open and fully receptive to the outpouring love of the Father. That's the function of the human being, to be empty enough to receive the fullness of God. And if you're full of yourself, you're not going to be able to have any room for God. So it's a process of emptying so that you can receive. So in essence, Jesus came to teach us that there is a communion and an intimacy that exists between all things. Although I am not other people, neither am I separate from other people. Although I am not the earth, neither am I separate from the earth. Although I am not God, neither am I separate from God. And Jesus came to make us aware of that unity, to enjoy that unity, to celebrate that unity, to spread that unity, and to just share it with as many people as we can. So you're invited to get up off your seat and join in the cosmic dance that is taking place in all of creation and in the depth of your own heart. Thank you for listening.